not who I am. It hasn't stopped me from dating. It hasn't stopped me from, shoot, I was married, you know what I mean? It hasn't stopped me from having friends. It hasn't stopped me from traveling. It hasn't stopped me from living my life. It's just how society. Hi everyone, hi family, hi friends. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. My name is Lachelle Nicole, and I do lifestyle, faith, and everything in between on this channel. We are literally in the midst of me giving you my online diary and talking about some very vulnerable and raw topics, including this topic today. And so today, if you clicked on this video, you either are interested in learning about what neurofibromatosis is, that's a long word, neurofibromatosis, or NF, or you are a fellow NF warrior and you're giving support. Either way, thank you for showing me love. I love it, I love it, I love it. I give you love back too. Okay, so today, guys, I'm going to talk about my life with NF. What NF is, what the causes are, and some of the symptoms, and just give you some knowledge about what this disorder is. I feel like knowledge is power, and I know that a lot of you that are watching my videos that don't know me are probably looking and saying like, oh, what is that? I see some marks on her skin. I see some bumps on her skin. And rather than just allowing people to assume, and rather just allowing people, because the internet can be mean, to say mean comments, I'm going to educate you on what NF is. So that way, as we grow together, you'll know one of the things that have affected me in my lifetime. And so, what is neurofibromatosis? It's a very long word. We can say it together. Neurofibromatosis. And so, you guys know already. I always got to have my notebook, not because I don't know, but because I will ramble. And these notes keep me on track. So, what is neurofibromatosis? It's a development of tumors. And so you'll see tumors. Let me see. I'm not going to be showing y'all my body, but something like that. It's a development of tumors that can affect the brain and spinal cord. And basically what it does is, let's say our brain and spinal cords communicate together. It kind of makes it fuzzy. So it's kind of putting a little bump in the road for how the brain and the spinal cord and the nerves all talk to each other. And so there's two different types of NF. There's NF1 and there's NF2. I have NF1, so that's what I'm going to talk about more. So with my case, it was spontaneous, meaning that no one in my family has this gene. No one in my family has the mutated gene of NF. We'll get more on that rather. So not that I know of. So on my dad's and my mother's side, I don't know anyone that shares this. It's just me. And so it can be spontaneous. And like I said, there's two types. There's NF1 and NF2. I have NF1. So I'm going to talk more about that because I don't really know much about the NF2 or neurofibromatosis 2. But if you're interested, you can literally look it up and get more information. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of videos out there about NF2. Shout out to my NF2 warriors. We're in this together. Love you. But and so let's talk about NF1. So what NF1 is, or they are non-cancerous tumors, but they can be cancerous. And they are called neurofibromas. So like I showed you this before, it's a neurofibroma, and they are like pea-sized or larger size bumps that can grow on the skin and under the skin, and above the skin. So mine's right now, the majority of mines that I have that I know of grow outside the skin and above the skin. And they also have cafe au lait spots, which are basically birthmarks. And so it's a combination of both of those that happen when you have neurofibromatosis 1. And so one of the things we can also note is that they can also grow inside the body, and they increase with age and puberty. So when I was younger, you didn't see this as much. They weren't as pronounced because I was young. Let me see if I can insert a picture. If I can insert a picture of baby Lay, you'll see her. But it wasn't as pronounced. You didn't see them that much. They didn't grow. But once puberty came in, and now that premenopausal was coming in, I'm seeing them more and more. And so you're seeing them grow more and more. I don't know the correlation. I'm not a doctor as to why hormones affect them and why they make them grow, but they do. And so some of the other symptoms that we may have, hearing loss, there's learning impairments, loss of vision. They can be painful, headaches, cardiovascular. So there's just a list and list and list of things that can impair you. And I say can because one of the things that you guys will learn from me and know from me is that words have power. And so I don't speak things over myself, even if this was something that I was born with. I don't speak it over myself. Yes, it can have cardiovascular issues, but I haven't experienced any of those. Thank you, Lord. So hearing loss, blindness, because you can get them behind your eyes. You can get them. So every time I go to an eye doctor, they do a lot more of an intense eye exam because they want to make sure that I don't have any neurofibromas or small tumors growing behind my eyes. They want to make sure that I am seeing great. So I have glasses now because I have more of a stigmatism than anything. And so they try to make sure that it's not correlated with the NF. When I go to doctor's appointments, guys, I have to get MRI, CT scans. Women, I have to get, when you have to now go get your breast examined and do your mammograms, I have to get ultrasounds with them because they have to make sure that things are not cancerous because they are tumors. So those are some of the things that we face. So what's the main cause of NF? I'm about to sound like a doctor real fast. Shout out to my doctors. Don't come at me in the comments. But so NF is caused by a gene or a chromosome number 17. I guess our chromosomes are numbered. This chromosome is number 17. And what this chromosome does is it produces a protein called neurofibromin. I hope I said that right, guys. So this gene, chromosome 17, produces a gene called neurofibromin. And what that does is it helps regulate our cell growth. And so basically when this gene is mutated, it's messing with that protein, neurofibromin, which then helps regulate some cell growth of this particular chromosome. That was a lot, I know, but that's basically what causes it. It's a mutation of chromosome 17 gene. Protein, neurofibromin, not working, is mutated, hence neurofibromatosis. That's where we are. And so that's the cause of it. Now, I already went through some of the symptoms and the effects of it, but I'll talk more about my testimony with it, how I grew up, what I felt from it, and where I am at this stage right now. So let's get into it. So, like I said, I was born with this, the only one in my family that has it. I haven't seen many people at all that have it. As far as who I'm related to, friends, anything. It's just me. I feel like when I was younger, it was very rare. I will put some stats in right now because I don't have those right now, but I'll put some stats into how many people it affects. But I will say, and I say this with caution because I don't want to offend anyone that may be going through it way worse than me, but I really have somewhat of a mild case, and I thank you, God, because some people can go through this and it can be deadly. Like they don't make it to 21. They don't make it beyond that because the tumors can be so painful, and they can be on your spinal cord. They can be on your brain. They can be in areas where it's just not conducive for you to continuously, excuse me, guys. Side note, I'm trying to drink this. I'm not good at it, but let me pause real fast because I've been talking all day. So the tumors just aren't conducive in certain areas where, how do I say it? They're very painful, and they're in areas where can cause way more pain. I have been lucky, I put that in quotes, that I haven't experienced any brain tumors, any tumors that have been inside on my spinal cord that can cause any sort of paralyzation where I'm paralyzed. I do feel numbness. Some of the symptoms are numbness in your toes, numbness in your fingers. I do feel that sometimes, but it's nothing that's crazy because it can get really, really bad for some people. My main issue is that it's very visible, you know? And so growing up, was I teased? Somewhat, but kids are teased. I just had a extra neurological condition that made it easier for kids to tease me. But I have tough skin, pun intended. So, yes, there was some teasing when I was younger. I also have an amazing support system, an amazing mother that always told me I was beautiful, no matter what. And so I never grew up with low self-esteem due to my NF. other things because you are in middle school and you're going through things now, you have acne and everything's going crazy. Yeah, low self-esteem that way, but not because of my NF. I don't think it was until I was in my late teens, late teens, that I probably felt the most discouraged. And that's because I remember I was Googling and I was looking up something and I was trying to get information. I think I was preparing because I didn't really go see a lot of doctors when I was younger because one, there weren't a lot of them when I was younger that specialized in NF care. And two, when you did go, because there wasn't a lot, you were like a petri dish. You would go in there and now there's like 15 different residents because, oh my gosh, we've never seen this. And you know, I love doctors. God bless you to do what you have to do. But sometimes they have to remember that people are people and not specimens. And when I was younger, I just felt like I was in a lab because it was so rare to see. So they would just send everyone in because no one knows when they're going to be able to see another patient that has this condition. So now there's people looking and prodding and asking you questions and asking you all of this. And you're young and you're like, yo, what is going on? So I didn't often see doctors. I'm pretty sure my mom didn't like that either. But when I got probably late, like I said, late teens, I was going to a doctor's appointment and I started to do some research. And I just remember it was horrific things. When you Google, just don't, y'all, take it from me. Take my video, hear from Lay. But when I Googled it, it was images and it would just seem like gloom and doom at the time. Oh, don't have babies. Don't do this. Can't wear tight stuff. I'm like 17, we're between 17 and 19. I don't remember the exact age. And you're telling me I can't wear shirts that are fitted. I can't wear this. It was just so many of no. And this is what your future looks like. And who knows if you'll make it to 21. It was just a lot at that time. And I just burst out in tears, broke down crying, like, what is this, Lord? Like, what is this? And then even when I went to that doctor, she kind of tried to reconfirm some of that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This is between me and God. Ain't no way you going to tell me that I can't wear what I want to wear. I can't speak how I want to speak. I can't be who I want to be. That's always been my mindset. And it just continued through that. So that's probably the only time I've had a real breakdown of it and a real crying breakdown. But yeah, as far as other symptoms, do I experience them? Learning impairment, not that I know of. I have 3 degrees, guys. I have a bachelor's in marketing and communication, a master's in organizational leadership, and an MBA. So I can't say that I faced learning impairment. I mean, I didn't like math in school, but I just didn't like math. I wouldn't attribute it to this. It was just something that I just didn't like. But yeah, I haven't experienced anything as far as learning impairment that I know of. I excelled in school. So yeah, on that end. Headaches, I definitely do have headaches. Sometimes, but here's the deal. I don't know, because there's so many things out there, and there's so many different factors that can contribute to things. I don't always attribute it to this NF per se, or I never did. As I get older, I start to pay more attention and go, let me make sure that I schedule MRI, or let me make sure I call my doctor. But a lot of the times it could be like, I'm looking outside right now and the weather sucks and it's rainy and the temperature's dropping. Who knows if I'm having a headache because of that, or is it because of NF? I don't know, but I am more cautious if I get continuous headaches. I'm more cautious if I have to pay attention to something and go, this didn't feel like this before. Let me call my doctor. So as far as that goes, hearing loss, I haven't experienced that. Pain, I have. Some of my neurofibromatosis can be painful when they get kind of attached to clothes. Like what I'm not going to do, guys, just so you know, I'm not going to like pull off my shirt and show you, but the majority of mines are in my my chest and back. So that's where the majority of them are. I don't know why they are situated there. You can see some here, some, but I don't know why the majority of them for me are all here. And it's not, I've seen some where they're horribly all over them. You know what I mean? And they're painful. And I pray for those NF warriors that are dealing with it. That's 1,000 times worse. 100 times worse, because they always have just such amazing calming spirits. They always have it where it's just like, okay, this is just, there's something about people that have even grown up with some medical condition, grown up with something that is supposed to limit them, that people look at them differently. There's always a sense of care. There's always a sense of peace. There's always a sense of something with someone that has grown up with something, because it's a different viewpoint of the world. So they see the world. And most of the people I met where they could look at it bitterly, they don't. This is just something that I have, something that I grew up with, something that I'm living with, something that has affected me. And so shout out to my NF warriors out there. We in this together. But can they be painful? They can be. Mines are more painful when I hit against something. If I'm wearing something where it may get, well, they don't really get caught on stuff for me, but zippers or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that can be pretty painful. Loss of vision, I have not experienced that, or any cardiovascular. And so I haven't experienced some of the symptoms that my other fellow NF warriors may have experienced. But I've been blessed in that area. Not to say that they aren't blessed. It's just that my condition has just been different. And so a lot of mine, like I said, has been more physical. We live in a society where people see things, and sight makes them categorize you in certain areas. Sight makes them categorize you as this or that. And so I have seen where I may have been walking and people look and go, ugh, you know what I mean? Or it's shocking. And listen, I can't even disagree that it could be shocking to see something that you may not usually see. It can be shocking. But those are usually strangers. Kids ask me all the time when we have a lesson just like this, because kids are still pure at heart. They just don't know. They're just going to say, what is that on you? Why do you have those marks? And it's crazy because I'd rather adults ask that than to just look and point. But that's neither here nor there. But kids, they definitely ask, and we definitely talk about it. And by the time we're done, they're able to say this huge word, and I'm educated on it. It's a crazy, weird thing, because education and knowledge does bring forth understanding. And when you're able to educate, hence why I'm doing this video, when I'm able to educate you on it and you understand it, you'll then know to be like, oh, okay, she's dealing with this for her whole life. This is not contagious. I will say that again. You cannot get it by touching someone with NF. It's not contagious. You cannot get it. If I was able to have babies, would I have been able to carry it down? Just like we would carry anything down? Yes, you're always able to, whatever it is. If you have diabetes, if you have whatever, astigmatism, whatever it is that you're able to carry down when you have children, absolutely. But mine was spontaneous, like I said before. What else can I say about this? Most of the people in my life tell me they don't even see them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't even see them. I didn't even because once you're around me and you feel the love of Lay, you just pay attention to me, you know what I mean? And not so much this disorder. And I feel like the majority of my life and most of my life, I try to just put forth like, this is just something that is part of me, but it is not me. You know what I mean? It's not my identity. It's not who I am. It hasn't stopped me from dating. And it hasn't stopped me from, I was married. You know what I mean? It hasn't stopped me from having friends. It hasn't stopped me from traveling. It hasn't stopped me from living my life. It's just how society and people view me, not how I view them. You know what I mean? Not how I view myself. And so if you are watching this and you have NF, girl, guy, keep living your life. Don't let anyone tell you elsewise. Don't allow society or the enemy or anyone else to keep you bound up. You are beautiful. You are wonderfully and fearfully made, and you walk in that confidence. And I feel like I had to do that my whole life. Like, no, I'm not going to allow this to make me feel any less than I am. I am beautiful, and so are you. I have a wonderful spirit, and so do you. The inside of me cares about people and loves people and wants to have fun and wants to do all that. So that's how I live my life. I don't allow it to affect me unless something happens, and I have to. So for instance, I think in one of my week in my lives, if I haven't released it yet, you will see it. I went to a doctor's appointment And I haven't seen a dermatologist in years, especially one that specializes in NF. So I recently seen one, and there are some marks, especially, like I said, on my torso and back that need to be removed because they're just getting to big and they're a little bit painful. So I will talk to you guys about that surgery when I have it. It will be sometime in February. And so I do have to have some surgeries and get it removed. I am more scared of the needle, of the numbing, than the surgery, because I hate needles. Have I had any other NF surgeries? When I was very young, I had to have one removed from my, I think it was my lip. I don't even remember. But I was very young, so I don't really remember that part, but that happened. Other than that, I haven't had to be in the hospital for it at all, so I thank you, Lord. I thank God for that. I'm going to constantly pray for my NF warriors that have had to be affected by this in such horrible ways. But we're in this together. You have support, you have love. But yeah, guys, that is what NF is. So as I go throughout this journey and you go through my online diary with me in this channel, if you've gotten this far, side note, please like, comment, subscribe, because we're growing together, guys. We are growing together. I recently got to over 100 subscribers. Hey, listen, on this channel, we celebrate all wins. But we're growing together, and I just wanted to let everyone know what this is so that you're not looking and saying, hey, I see these marks on her. What is it? I wanted to let fellow NF warriors know that you are not alone in this. We are in this together. I am praying for you as you pray for me, and I'm sending you love no matter where you are. And so, yes, we are in this together. And I just wanted to give some education to those of you that just want to know, what is NF? I've heard about it. You've probably seen it if you watch like Dr. Pimple Popper and stuff. I cannot watch Dr. Pimple. I cannot watch that show. Shout out to y'all who can. I think my sister watches it. I cannot. I feel like I can't. But there are Dr. Pimple Popper shows. So if you've seen that, or if you've just, I think there's been other documentaries on it, but this is just me telling people that who are connected to me what this is and how we are just as amazing as anyone else. When you see people out that have it, please don't stare and point. I mean, you may stare because it's something that's new to you, but just don't point. Just, ask. I'm pretty sure 99% will be able to tell you, because they'd rather you ask than to look at them in such a weird way, because I have gotten those weird looks before. But it's all good. We ain't going to talk about my sister almost finding someone at a Beyonce concert because they pointed at me. Those younger sisters, shout out to y'all, because y'all go in. We love our younger sisters, and they don't play about their older sisters or brothers. So shout out to that. But other than that, guys, like I said, I'm starting to ramble. This is why I got to have my notebook. But I love you guys. I just wanted to share this with you, talk to you about my NF story. You will hear more about it throughout this channel, because like I said, I'm getting surgery and things are happening in that area of it. But yes, you'll hear more about it. And I have my trusty dandy remote to stop the video. But you will hear more about it. And I hope we can grow together. And I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.